when I was told that there was a new Wave DX, I was like, it's just going to come with an insane amount of Elgato techs. And it just hasn't. Excuse me? Good afternoon and welcome to Turbo Tortoise Tech. If you're new here, I'm Reese of the 4-piece variety of Wookie Triple XL. And in today's review, I'm very, very pleased to say that I think this is probably the best value for money product that Elgato has made to date. I too am shocked. I saw them making an XLR mic and I was like, that thing's going to be $5,000. It will probably be very good, but it's going to be $5,000 is what I thought. No, they've made something very good and it's 2,000 Rand locally. 2,000 Rand. It kind of begs belief, the price, especially after testing it and running around with it for a couple of days and using it for the entirety of our last news episode. So if you want a running demo of a raw input of this mic, there is that for you. The only thing I've added to that is a little bit of echo cancellation because of my environment. But the remainder is all of the mic's doing. There's absolutely no mastering or tone control or changes really on that. And it sounds basically as good as my mic does with all of that on. Now that being said, the Dixon UD20 is unequivocally one of the best value for money USB microphones you can find, albeit a little bit of a noisy boy because of the pickup pattern. It does get a lot of echo and stuff, and I actually have to do quite a lot in post for it to not sound like I'm in the middle of a toilet while I'm busy doing those recordings. This was considerably better because of the dynamic pickup pattern that they've employed over here. And to that end, they've even given you some instructions and put a little sticker to show you which end of the microphone you should be speaking into. Looking at you, Rusty, with your Rode Procaster. But that's beside the point. Okay, the package is really nice. They've done a really good job of the included items and stuff. It does look really good. Everything feels fantastic. All the fittings and stuff are super, super high quality. I'm very happy with the build quality. At 2,000 Rand, it feels like one of the best 2,000 Rand products I've ever touched. That's going to come up a lot, just so you guys are aware, because it begs belief that this is as cheap as it is. Anyway, moving on to the microphone itself, let's have a look with what you get in the box. And yeah, then like I said, all of those fittings and stuff. So the arm itself is detachable. You can attach straight in on the side over here. It is nicely rubberized though, and I don't see you changing that portion as much as what's in the end of this arm. There are attachments for the 3/8 and the 5/8 and then the 1/4, all built into the one socket. So you can remove this and then have it in the other orientation in order to, attach it to whatever boom arm you might have. So it's not just compatible with their stock, they've made sure it's compatible with anything. Just about. Very nicely finished though, all around. Like I say, the metals and stuff are just fantastic. Then you have the mic itself, which is in this very nice squarish sort of setup, and the reason that it's been set up like this is inside of here the pop filters and stuff are all contained in between where you would speak in and where the diaphragm then sits in the bottom of the microphone, which is an all new diaphragm as well from Elgato. So they're really pulling out all the stops here for this. The connector for the XLR as well is really nicely positioned, has a little cutout as well for the connectors that have the clips on them, etc. So everything that you would need is here, just present on the microphone. So the physical product is damn good. But what does it sound like? Let's jump over to the PC and answer that question. Alrighty then, the Wave DX is then set up through the Wave XLR and completely raw input currently. It is going through in video broadcast, but as you can see, all of the extras are currently turned off. So what you're hearing is basically a raw processed image. Now the sound is going to sound quite echoey, and that's largely due to my setup as well, because unfortunately my sound panels are servicing the studio and don't really encapsulate my area as much as I have tried. There's two flat walls, one in front and behind me, so you are going to be getting a bit of echo. But I can show you the pickup pattern like this really nicely. So if I'm sitting directly in front of the mic, it's very good. If I even move just slightly off to the side, you can almost see it's like overshooting. And similarly, if I go onto this side over here,
it's more of the same. And that's just due to the pickup pattern. It's been made dynamic as dynamic as humanly possible to really shotgun it in the direction that the mic is pointing, which is obviously good for, you know, noise reduction, etc. But we can enhance it further. And I'll show you why, just continuously why I absolutely love the software. So they continue to improve the software, and now you should be hearing some of that improvement. There should be significantly less echo coming through from me, and it should be just as clear as it always was. Except now I can still get extremely loud and start shouting and being a bit of a halberd, and he goes onto the high ground. And it shouldn't clip or do anything out of the norm. I apologize if I've just blown your ears off, but that's kind of the point of testing a microphone. So pickup pattern is very good, and its ability to hold back on clipping is also good. There is something to be said for overgaining this mic though. I currently have it on about 60% and then marked up in the program itself rather than doing it the other way around. If I just increase this, you'll see the volume doesn't really increase that much on the gain, but it starts to become muffled and you lose a lot of that high-end clarity that the mic is bringing to you. It does, however, have the effect though of broadening out the low range. It doesn't sound quite as hollow. I find it to sound a little bit more warm when you do gain it. So the balance point is at about, I'd say 60 to 70%. It's where it's going to give you the best audio quality and sort of depth of microphone versus, you know, the outputs and stuff, and obviously stopping it from clipping. So I mean, it's nice on the Wave XLR as well, is when you do go very loud, it actually shows you where it's starting to clip inversely on the other side of the volume gain, which is just a nice touch. I'll show you guys a little bit more in the review when we do the Wave XLR. But for the Wave DX, I think there's, you know, a very long news episode which is completely shot end to end on this microphone with some filters and stuff on, so you can hear what it'll sound like on a post process. The only real filter on that, sorry, I lie, is actually the echo cancellation. Otherwise it's just raw. So there's a bit of echo cancellation and stuff to deal with my environment, but the rest is as raw as the mic comes. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll put a little pop-up banner over here for you. But without further ado and any more gilding of the lilies, it's time to go back to the studio.
So in conclusion then, clipping, pretty well handled, honestly, especially because I'm using the Wave XLR for this test. So it's got a pretty good interface that's also matched with it, etc., etc. 600 ohm impedance, you know, it's going to stop a lot of the clipping. Will it save you from completely cutting out like a halberd? I'm not sure that it will, but for general forecasting and stuff, like, it seems pretty strong. Low shelf is a little bit left wanting. I don't think you're going to want to do like a lot of vocal work, like singing, etc. This might be slightly outside of its wheelhouse, but for general podcasting, you know, shoutcasting work, commentating, and then obviously for streaming, it's going to do pretty damn well. I'm just very glad that it's really good quality. It sounds pretty fantastic, and it comes in at really good value. I think Elgato's, you know, the pressure in the market and the growth of streaming has really made Elgato shift gears, and they're bringing out products like this that make a lot of sense and are very, very competitive, and it's just fantastic to see. So good on you, Elgato. I'm very, very proud of you. I'm sure the rest of us are as well. And we just hope you guys continue to bring out some really good value stuff. I will be covering some of the accessories. I have got the boom arm and the XLR cable, which I'll cover basically in one video with the setup, and I'm going to be doing a full Wave XLR review, which will come out on Wednesday, so look forward to that. So basically the whole week is going to be Elgato, and then we've got a mini PC from himself, so a lot happening on the channel. Anywho, if you guys have enjoyed this review, please do hit us up with a like and subscribe, and then I will see you on the flip side.